Yo, what is going on, guys? It is Nate here, and you can see from right here I am 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th prestige. So I have a lot of playtime into this game, so I decided to just do a best class setup video. I know a lot of YouTubers try to throw it out there the first day, but that was all for views. They didn't actually play with most of the guns. So right now I'm in a private match. I'm only level 16, and that's really unfortunate, and you're going to see why. But anyway, on to the first one. This is going to be kind of obvious. This is going to be the BAL. And there's a lot of variants to the weapons. Now, the ones I like to use, this one's the carbon. You can see the damage is +1, the accuracy is -1. So that's a good trade-off in my opinion, because the accuracy is not too good to begin with, but all you have to do is throw on that foregrip, and then this gun's just beast mode. And it's really hard to beat, and then I just love stock on pretty much any one of my assault rifles. You won't see me really run it without it unless I haven't unlocked it yet. And then suppressor, just because I feel like it doesn't do that much. It's not a big penalty on this weapon because the fire rate is so fast. So I throw on the suppressor, and since I'm doing the suppressor, I use this as my low profile perk, or my little ninja class setup, because the only other good perk in this is lightweight flak jacket. Grenades don't really do too much damage in this game. Overcharge is kind of useless unless you really like those exo abilities that much. And then danger close, that kind of sucks. I'll explain later on. So I usually run low profile or lightweight if it's a submachine gun. Alright, since it's a really fast fire rate, I throw on that scavenger, and then toughness is pretty self-explanatory. And in this game, I feel like kill streaks are hard to get, and if you do get the higher end ones, they're not really useful. They kind of die out really quick and get you 1 or 2 kills. So I just use the UAV and the care package with a trap. Now the stim ability, this is one of my favorites because if you know there's going to be a gunfight up ahead around the corner, you just pop it, peek out, and you could take 1 extra bullet that the other guy can't, and you usually win the gunfight, unless, you know, the connection just screws you over, which is most of the time. So you could either do that, or if you're facing against snipers, it's a really good counter, or it's a good counter if you're trying to capture a flag or something like that, and you know a grenade's about to come in. So that's pretty much what I use as the Semtex and Stim on most of my classes. On to the next one. This one's the KF5. It is the Breakneck. Now this one right here, I know a lot of you probably won't have this thing unlocked, but this is what I like to run, just because it has rapid fire pretty much built into it. It has +3 on the fire rate, so since it has, you know, less accuracy, I throw on the foregrip. The foregrip's just so good in this game. And then the silencer. This is my run and gun suppressed class. I don't use toughness because at a long range it's not really useful, because it's a submachine gun and you're going to get outshot by any assault rifle any day anyway. So I just use the lightweight, the low profile to be fast and to be silent. And I use that blast suppressor, and then the overclock, just because, you know, it's really hard to kill people in this game if they're moving at 1,000 miles an hour. And this is, I use the system hack and the UAV, and I use the system hack with the flash because it concusses people for the first second that you call it in. On to the next one. This is my sniper class, and I used to use the RW1 sniper pistol as my secondary, but I decided that the TAC-19 was a much better option because that RW1 gave me so many hit markers and has such a low fire rate. This one has a much higher fire rate. This is the Lullaby. It comes with a built-in CPU, a ballistic CPU, and if it comes with a built-in attachment, it doesn't count against your 13 points that you pick. So I have 14 points out of 13, but since it's built in, it counts as 13 out of 13. So I use that, and then the TAC-19 with advanced rifling that gives you longer range. You should get longer hits and longer one-shot kills, which is always useful. The laser sight doesn't really do too much in this game, and since, you know, people are flying around anyway, it's better to have a wider hip fire spread, so you get, you know, more likely of a chance to hit someone. In other games, it was better to have a tight hip fire spread, but in my opinion, it's better to have a wider hip fire spread. In this game, I like aiming down sights anyway. And then this one I use the fast hands, and I like running around, so I use that blast suppressor. And then the care package with the trap and the UAV with support, because I don't go on really crazy kill streaks with a sniper. You know, I'm not in phase or anything, so I like to help out the team, so I throw in that support UAV and the spike drones just to troll around. Now the AK-12G is my favorite because of the iron sight. It's a little different than the AK-12. The AK-12 is a little circle, and this one's kind of like a little W. Reminds me of the Ghost AK-12, and I really love that weapon. And this is my objective class, so what I do is I throw in that stock and quick draws just so I need to be the fastest. This is when I'm playing like hardpoint or momentum or something like that. And in those game modes I don't really last a long time, so I don't throw on scavenger. I'm not really planning on living a long time. But I do throw on extended mags in case I run into a group of a lot of people. And what I do is I throw on danger close just because it's not really useful To be honest, I did play Hardpoint and I got 4 hit markers in one game with the Danger Close Semtex. So I don't know if it even does anything really in this game. It's supposed to get a 1-hit kill no matter what if they don't use Flak Jacket, but that's not the case. So I do throw that on just to get people off the Hardpoint. And then I throw on the support UAV because I don't live a long time, but I still want to help out my teammates. And if I do go on a good kill streak, I use the missile strike with the Hellfire attachment, which locks on and splits into multiple little missiles, and you can hit a lot of people in a wide area, so that's really good for getting people off of flags and stuff. Alright, on to the next one. This is the IMR. This is, oh my god, it's such an amazing assault rifle, but I feel like a lot of people don't use it just because of the barrel's overpoweredness. So I don't know about overpowered, but maybe it's just a connection. This is the 4-round burst gun, similar to the M8A1 from Black Ops 2, except I feel like this is way more powerful. Honestly, it's perfect the way it is. I just throw stock on every single one of my assault rifles. Foregrip's not really necessary. I feel like the recoil is low enough. Suppressor makes it kind of like one extra burst to kill someone, and I really don't feel like that's necessary. Quick draw, that's a good attachment, but I throw on red dot. Now the iron sights are good enough, but if you want to be 100% precise, which you need to be with burst fire weapons, I throw on the red dot just to make that extra sureness that you actually hit someone. And this is more of an assault class, so I use that lightweight to get around the map faster. And then the remote turret, although I always put sentry on my remote turret because I do not like controlling it manually. And then the Vulcan with the light show because it looks cool, and I mean, that's pretty much it. It looks cool. On to the next one. This is the last two pretty much are the ones that I use. And then, you know, 8, 9, and 10 I don't really use. They're kind of just like random classes I threw together. This is the HBR A3, really slow firing assault rifle. Now what I like to do is I unlock the Insanity, and you can't see it because I'm a low level, unfortunately. And in private matches, for some reason, you unlock every weapon, but you don't unlock the variants until you're that level, which is really stupid. What the Insanity does is it raises the damage by 1, but the damage is already good. So, I mean, that's always a plus, but it raises the fire rate by 2, so it makes it competitive with like the AK-12 fire rate, and it's just really, really, really good. It's one of my favorite, you know, I don't know what you call variants, I guess you can call them. I think it's one of the best ones that you can get in the game. And I like to throw in that stock just because foregrip is 100% necessary on this weapon. I feel like the first 3 bullets kind of like hit, and then after that it's just wild ride and hold on for dear life. This gun kicks a lot, but with that foregrip it's a laser beam, and then silencer just because why not? I don't know. And you know, this is all just random. I don't really use this strategically or anything like that. This is the last class that I actually use, I believe. Yeah, everything else is just random. The ASM one, I use the Speakeasy. It's another variant. Now this doesn't really do too much in the stats. It does -1 damage, -1 range, and it does +2 the fire rate, so you get lower damage. So you're gonna have to put a lot of bullets out, but that's great because it comes with extended mags, and it comes with a fast fire rate. Now this already has the best damage in its class, so -1 damage or range isn't really going to do too much, but the fire rate is just going to make this thing a beast. And then with the extended mags, it makes it look like the Tommy gun, which is really the main reason why I use it. You can switch out the suppressor for the foregrip because of the rapid fire. It kind of makes it kick a little bit more, but with the suppressor, I just like to be hidden on the radar with my submachine guns. I like using the lightweight and then the low profile, of course. The gung ho it can be used on the KF5 as well. I like using it on submachine guns, and that's pretty much it. And then especially with extended mags, you're really allowed to let loose on the trigger, and you know, that's just basically all my classes that I use. There's some other weapons. SN6 is pretty good. The SAC-3, it's just a trolley weapon. The AMR-9 sucks. MP11, it's decent. So there's other weapons, and they can kill pretty fast if you know what you're doing. The NA-45 is just, I don't even know what they're thinking. That's just poop. I think it's just a troll weapon. Shotguns suck except for the TAC-19. It's just really bad. Heavy weapons are pretty much bad. The Pytech, I think it has the first 10 rounds are like high recoil, and after that it's a laser beam. So that's a good spray and pray weapon. EM1 bad, bad, bad. That only has 50 rounds, so, and then bad. But anyway, those are my classes. I don't really use pistols that often unless I used to put it on my sniping class, like I was saying. But I usually just use Scavenger, and if I'm in a tight pickle, then I just use the fast reload, and that's pretty much it. So those are the main classes I use. A lot of assault rifles. This game is assault rifle dominant. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm going to be putting up a normal gameplay coming up soon, hopefully, as long as my Elgato and computer doesn't blow up. And I upgraded my little Elgato capture program, and it seems to be making everything lag a little bit more. So I don't know if that's actually making the gameplay lag, or if my computer with freaking 2 gigs of RAM can't handle it, because my computer sucks. But anyway, thanks for stopping by. If you do have any suggestions for an improvement or anything like that, or you have any other classes that you've liked, make sure to drop them in the comments down below. It'd be interesting to hear what you guys are using. And again, thanks for stopping by.